Aloha, friends and neighbors. Welcome to show 1011 of Astrology, Ancient Science in the Modern World. We're going to do the sky mirror for the third week in April 2016. A very tumultuous week, huh? Coming up at you. Well, you've already had one for the last week, ever since, what was it, the 7th? When we had that new moon at 18 Aries, which is right on the planet Uranus and squared Pluto. Yes, and here just up ahead of you, next Sunday, Monday, Pluto and Mars are going to station. So, you're looking at a week of emergencies. It could get worse than it was last week. Yes. Mars is squaring Neptune, flammable liquids and gases. Ooh, Pluto's squaring Uranus. Now Mars is stopping, okay? Mars stops on the 17th. Fires and fights. When it stops in square to Neptune, it's flammable liquids and gases. Yes, it's hydrocarbons feeding the fire. It's like somebody gave alcohol and the guy had a road rage. Somebody threw water. They thought it was water. It was gasoline. Anyway. Now the other one, Pluto, he's stopping on the 18th. When these planets stop, they rage. And Pluto's stopping, but he's in square to Uranus. And he's got all of these revolutionaries and environmentalists and TV cameras around. So whatever mischief the cop gets into, he's got this obstacle. And look, we all became the obstacle back here when the new moon happened on Uranus a week ago. You're feeling kind of independent? Waking up a little bit, huh? Well, Pluto's squaring you. And, he's got a gun. Huh? He's an investigator. He's a cop. So, this guy, he doesn't want any, if the nail sticks up, get the hammer. So, this is not a good time you got to keep all your awakenings and revolutionary stuff just a little quiet. There's no sense throwing him in the face of what they call authority. As you don't know how many of these authority people with guns are also going to have the road rage of Mars. But you're going into that week, and it's going to be a hell of a week. Pluto squaring Uranus. The power is out. The worst thing you get here is maybe one of those dirty bombs. They talked about it in Europe. Ugh. I'm not going to guess. I'm just trying to stick to the facts. Let's see how it looks for you day by day. We're going to run the moon around the edge here, and as it makes angles to these actors on the stage, it generates the mood of the times, which is quite heroic Thursday night. Here's a nice trine to Mars. Oh yeah, we're going to exercise, we're going to fix the roof. And then there's a trine to Venus. Mars and Venus are in harmony. Oh boy, in the middle of all this fighting and hassle, there's romance in the air. Romeo and Juliet and Juliet could calm that Mars down a little bit, especially Friday morning. Stay in bed late. Don't answer the phone. Ignore the noise and the kids. You could have a very nice Friday morning. Continues into the early afternoon when the moon trines Saturn. And you got a nice settled Friday. Started off romantically Thursday night, went into Friday morning. Quite nice. Moon in Leo, fixed fire sign, huh? Kind of continues into Saturday the 16th. And here's a nice trine to the sun. We got a plan. We're going to start doing something. That's the way we're going to feel. And then in the afternoon, the moon shifts into Virgo, a mutable earth sign, and all the vibes change. Yeah. Wake up Sunday morning, and there's the square to Mars, and here's the opposition to Neptune. Somebody threw gas on that fire. The drunks are having a road rage contest. There's confusion and delusion in the midst of it. You're stuck in trying to be protective, and there's emergency stuff going on here. It's Sunday, the 17th. Yes, Mars just stationed. And here's the moon squaring it. So there's going to be some fires, and there's going to be some anger, and you won't get away with avoiding it all just because you know it's here. So when you get angry, ask yourself what you're protecting. You may have to ask that, 10 times before you figure out. As soon as you know what you're protecting, there's a physical thing you do. Oh, I got to move this over here. Got to move it over there. Got to do something physical. The anger goes away instantly. He's only angry, Mars, when he doesn't know what he's protecting or how to do it. He's real confused now, especially about religion, oil, hydrocarbons, gas. So it doesn't get better. It feels a little bit better when the moon goes by Jupiter, just about dinner time here on Sunday the 17th. But, beware. Beware. Because just after that, here's the moon squares Saturn, and we all feel closed in. And somebody spoke up, and the judge put him in jail. The only people here are remotely happy are the kids. Sunday night, they're communicating, and they're feeling pretty good. And they trine Pluto. Mercury's trining Pluto. Cops get along with the kids just fine. So listen to the kids, and don't do territorial power trips. And you can get through Sunday night. Some people won't. But, talk it out. Talk it out. The crisis that's happening, if you communicate, a lot of this stuff drifts away. Monday, on the 18th, Pluto is stationing. Mars might give fire. Pluto can do lava. Some of my volcano predictions. So this is not the time to play with Pluto. Guns, powder, sulfur. Monday morning, the moon goes by the north node here, and you're probably going to feel, like murmuring and laughing and feeling pretty good Monday morning, considering all the stuff that happened Sunday. And it works fine until Tuesday on the 19th, when the moon shifts into Libra, a cardinal air sign, and you're in the zone of Pluto again. Starts with a sextile to Mars Tuesday night. Oh yeah, we're going to get some physical work done. We're going to be heroes. We can use all that Martian energy to protect something. And then early Wednesday morning starts with Saturn. Oh, we got a plan, huh? Yes, there's an option for a plan. And then it gets panicky. The moon squares Pluto. It's Wednesday morning. And Venus is there. She fell into the trap, and she's making it all worse. You mean the cop shot a pretty little girl? And I got it all on video. You'll find out about the video Wednesday night. And this Wednesday will jerk you out of your reality a bit. Yes, we had a new moon there at 18 Aries. So when we get to 18 Libra right here, the middle of Wednesday, eek. That's probably when the New York thing's going to happen. When you start examining this sort of thing, this is people reacting to something. And sure enough, here's a full moon, Thursday morning. About the middle of the day, the moon shifts into Scorpio, a fixed water sign, and you're going to have the full moon. So, the moon opposes the sun, and nobody wants to do what the boss says. And it calms down, though, in Scorpio, a water sign. And here's a trine to Neptune. This is Friday in the middle of the day. Have a glass of wine with your lunch, and think about fun, artistic, spiritual things. And it gets absolutely hilarious here. Here's a sextile to Jupiter. Friday night, everybody's laughing and partying and having a good time. And there's a 1 a.m. in the morning or so, here's a sextile to Pluto. The police kept order. The party happened, and it all came off beautifully with the moon in Scorpio. Only problem was Mercury here. That Saturday morning, we had some problems getting around and communicating, but nevertheless, they pulled it off. Moon leaves Scorpio Saturday night, the 23rd, and goes into Sagittarius on the 24th. And boy, are you in the Mars zone. Here we are, Sunday night, and we're going to have another terrible Sunday. And here's fires and fights, and here's the young guys, drunk with religion or drugs or something, going off and doing crazy things. Not good. And Pluto is still, just stopped a few days ago. And this The Pluto station on the 18th, it'll go about 2 weeks afterwards while you still feel panic and it slowly wears down. So, here's the anger in the same way. You got 20 days on either side of this anger station. So you're going to be angry Sunday night. What's making you so hot? What are you protecting? Saturday, or rather Monday, the moon goes by Saturn, and you get stuck. And it's a difficult Monday morning with squares to Jupiter, and everything's in square and red and ugh. And it's only going to be challenged by when the moon goes by Pluto here and hits that stuff, which won't be till, let's see, there's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday again. So you're having tough Wednesdays, aren't you? And tough Sundays due to these squares. Well, it's pretty worrisome when you see two characters like this going off. Pluto's an extremist. He just loses it all to, I see the tiger getting. Here's Mars total. But once he's in the road rage, look out. It's no wonder we're all worried. You'll be worried. Just remember, it's just planets, and it's a passing thing. Looky here. I got a new business card. I got these to take my phone number off and put my email on, rollinfrost@yahoo.com. And note the weekly TV show at skymirrorastrology.com/TV. And then here I also got a little commercial. Personal chart work, $65 to $125 on DVD, sent by mail. Covers 2 years and questions. Exact birth time, the first breath required. Not bad, huh? So my email is the way to go. Look at what I did here, kind of sly. I put planets and snowflakes together with Christmas tree ornaments. See, my ruling planet Venus, I'm a Taurus, is at 4.5. It's Capricorn. That's where Christmas is. So I'm a Christmas boy. Anyway, yes. I'm going to have these in Mexico. These are international. Well, I'm way back of you here at the end of March, and we just went through the Saturn station, very sobering, and it wasn't any fun. Squaring Jupiter, and it was a mess. And it reminded me that about the layers, huh? So here's a bit of philosophy for you. There are 4 major layers of reality that you experience. We all do, and they're very, very, very different. Here's the sky layer. Just look up. Yeah, there's clouds and birds and the sun and the moon, and stars. Can't touch them. They're up there. You wouldn't think they have any relationship to the next layer, the earthly layer. There's trees and cars and roads and neighbors and oceans and people, your room, your stuff, your goods, your skin, all this. These are the things that are just here with you right now, the earthly things, huh? It's another layer of reality. Very complex, just like the sky layer. There's another one. Here's the mental layer. All the stuff going on inside your head, the thoughts, the pictures, the plays, the emotions. They're private, yeah? Sometimes you can read those emotions on the face, but there's the third layer. And everybody thinks this layer is all theirs privately. It's not. When you got crap going on in the sky like you've had since the 7th, and it tightens up on Wednesdays and Sundays, it's up in the sky layer, you're going to have it here. You'll see people on the road and out in the store and stuff raging and going through all these Mars things. They're coming up, yeah. And inside, you'll have road rage. You'll have thoughts, angry pictures, emotions. Stuff will pop for you inside and you won't realize it's happening for all of us in the sky and all of us on the earth and all of us in the mentality. When Mars is popping like that, everybody has pissed off thoughts. Yeah, not just you. There's one more layer. Nobody says much about the layer of dreams. A fourth layer of reality. Another whole world. Different people. Sometimes you're not even yourself. Strange action. Time isn't the same. Dreams are another layer. They seem like they're totally detached and have nothing to do with your inner world of thoughts and pictures and the earthly world of cars and people and the sky, layer of moon and sun and stars, huh? Guess what? They all dance in time to the same tune. But they're so different. It's hard to see. It's hard to see that when the sun and the moon are opposed, mother and fathers fight on the earthly plane. They're fighting on the sky plane. And they're fighting in your mentality, and they'll even fight in your dreams. It's true. So, if you're having crazy pictures, and we had some buttes here on this Saturn station, really crappy, horrible things of death and stuff, well, it'll scare you. Know that you're not the only one. Others are having similar pictures, okay? Be handy for you on Wednesdays and Sundays. Well, Uranus rules the media. Yes, anytime you can amplify things. A newspaper, this guy wrote a letter, opinion, letter to the editor. Well, I got all involved. Usually I try not to play with newspapers, but I got involved. Here's why. This is March 24th, and this guy writes in and says, "Get real, feral cats are pets." Pests, he says. And he didn't support Advocat. No. Feral cats prey upon avian babies and put pregnant women and human babies at risk of contracting toxoplasmosis. Aren't birds and people, mosquitoes, centipedes, roof rats, cockroaches, bottleflies? No bottleflies here. A whole catalog of vermin. We should be feeding them too. He considers cats vermin. Feral cats have become pests. We need to be realistic about what they're doing instead of allowing them to suffer or starve to death. He says we should gently put them permanently to sleep and put them out of your misery while protecting our birds and our babies. Ha! It got worse. Here's the next day, and some guy from Kauai says, feral cats, you should destroy them like you do rodents. What about roaches, mosquitoes, flies, termites, ants, rats, and mice? We stomp and swat and trap and poison all manner of things. Feral cats are no different. They deserve the same fate. They're a nuisance, potential health hazard, and should be terminated with extreme prejudice. Joseph Maria. Terminate you, Joseph. Went on to a third day here on the 26th. Who are the real invasives? Dwayne Sherman of Ocean View says he thinks cats and leaf blowers, because there's an article about leaf blower. I'll get to that later. A dumb article. He puts cats in the same category as leaf blowers, anyway, and says they were brought here by Howleys, and we did we owe the Hawaiians an apology, bringing obnoxious things to paradise. Dwayne, obnoxious you? Now, turned out West Hawaii Today has an email address, and so I emailed them my letter, and here on it, they published it March 28th. Holy cow, I'm in the newspaper. So needless to say, I didn't like that. So I wrote a letter to the editor. I'm going to read it to you. After all, I have a Master of Science degree in Public Health from UH. What I said was, homeless, not feral cats. Okay. Mr. Kephardt's letter, March 24th, and about the Advocates organization was unfounded in facts and encouraged cruelty and hate of one of man's best friends. First, these are homeless cats, not feral. To be feral would be to be born and raised in the wild, and they wouldn't come around people at all. Most of these are homeless cats. They will come and beg food from you, just like a homeless person. Second, toxoplasmosis is spread by poorly cooked meat and poorly washed salad fixings. Up to half the world's population is infected with T. gondii protozoa, they call it. In some places, up to 95% of the population has it, but it causes no symptoms in adult humans. It's more hazardous to folks with low immune systems and babies still in utero. Yes, still in utero. Cats are known to carry this small parasite, as are most warm-blooded mammals. It can affect the eyes and some brain functions. Cat feces could temporarily carry it, hence the warning for pregnant women to avoid the kitty litter dust. Unless confined, cats bury their feces carefully. Very noble animal. But claws could carry the protozoa temporarily. Remember cat scratch fever years ago? We all learned to disinfect scratches from cats. First discovered in 1908 in rabbits in Tunisia, and later in North Africa rodents. T. gondii has been much studied. Researchers and authorities worldwide agree it is unreasonable to blame our cats. To equate cats with mosquitoes and bottleflies, where did Mr. Kemphart come from? No bottleflies here. Is irresponsible and false. They are not a vector for any serious illness. Finally, homeless cats do not often take birds. Now, you ever see a cat way up in the nest, up in the top trees where the birds' nests are? No, that's the Norwegian tree rats will. Anyway, finally, homeless cats do not often take the birds. They're just a mouthful of feathers. Their natural food is the house mouse, and both species of rats in Hawaii. Maybe Mr. Kemphart is a rat lover. I kind of like rats, you know. The Norwegian tree rat runs along the electric lines. He's the guy who probably would take a small baby bird, but the cats will take him. So, okay, rat lover. Okay, change the subject. You gotta get your mind off terrorists and stuff. This article says there's over 300 people killed in bathtub falls, while only 17 were killed by terrorists in the year 2014. Bathtubs are more dangerous than terrorists. Ha ha ha. Okay, take your mind off it. This is about leaf blowers. This guy, ban leaf blowers. He's replying to Don Nelson's letter. He said everybody would like it, except the retailers. Commercial landscape maintenance businesses. Look, folks. He goes in and talks about Lani House Shopping Center, sweeping all the leaves from the parking lots. Each morning would be so difficult when we can't use our leaf blower. Oh boy, Walmart and Lowe's garden centers. This guy loves his leaf blowers and says, if you don't have your leaf blower, it's going to cost more money. You know, it's going to cost a lot. It seems like somebody's intolerant about something, he says. You know, they want to just ban it. And because he says, maybe maintenance fees will be so high the complainers will just tolerate the blowers for an hour or so. Dennis Lawson. Well, I couldn't stand it. I had to reply to this. All right, here's my letter to West Hawaii Today, to the editor on leaf blowers. I don't know if they're going to publish it or not just yet. But here it is. I want to read it to you because it could be very helpful to you. Dennis Lawson's letter of March 24th telling complainers to put up with the blowers for an hour or so. That's the best alternative is to use a hose to wash those parking surfaces, I said. These machines have been banned in most cities where citizens stand up for their health. Yes. Those most injured by the noise and toxic dusts are the young folks using them. OSHA does not regulate little companies with less than 10 employees. Whoever sets these young men to do this horrible, hazardous work are the real culprits here. Yes, the real culprits. Mr. Lawson's concerned about money and trades the health and safety of these employees for what he thinks is a profit. The noise level of these blowers is way over OSHA noise limits. Using the machines injures the ears by chipping away at the high-frequency receptors first. The high notes slowly fade away. like turning down the treble on your music, slowly, hardly noticeable day to day. If OSHA had not made the 10 employees exemption, these employees of these little outfits they'd have to take hearing audiograms every year, and they would discover the damage and they would fix the cause. But you don't see hearing protection earmuffs on these employees. No, they're over there doing the vacation rental houses in our neighborhood, these poor guys. The greatest evil the blowers do is to blow dust up to be breathed into the employees' lungs. It's not just dust, but asbestos and rubber from cars, pesticides from killing weeds or insects, and just about any small particulates our modern culture sheds. The worst are the smallest, under 1 micron, like cigarette smoke. These penetrate deep into the lungs and cause cancer years later. Have you ever seen a blower operator with a mask on? No. These really small particles you can't see travel quite a distance, like under 1 microns, and impact folks that don't realize they're being polluted. Little babies that breathe these unseen particles in that first year of life will have asthma the rest of their lives. Yes, that's what causes asthma. Yes, the cause of asthma is breathing road dust, yard dust, really small particles into really sensitive young lungs. Carrying your precious baby, don't walk downwind from these machines or on the downwind side of the street when cars go by kicking up the same type of small particle pollutants. Work wet. Hose down those Walmart and Lowe's parking lots, Mr. Lawson. You're spreading carcinogens and permanently injuring the hearing and lungs of all around this dumb machine. Finally, as long as I'm on a rant, I'm tired of watching all these politicians. What happened to the global warming? Nobody's ever asked any of these guys what they want. What about that? No. How about the drug war? Anybody ask them about that? No. It's the elephants in the room. Where's the media? The media has been compromised, just like the FDA, the EPA, the Department of Health. Those guys are all jokes. OSHA, too. You know, it's very sad. In the late 80s, there was a media coined the term crazy cat syndrome. Seems like cats like to hang out with the nice old ladies. Cats also like to hang out and help schizophrenics. So some guy said, well, maybe they cause schizophrenia. Oh, come on. Spare me. When I was safety director at St. Francis Hospital, I had the nuns agreement, and the doctors are going to bring dogs and cats. Cats are real healing animals. The insurance company stopped us. Boo. Hawaii went for Bernie. Hooray!